Hey folks, the weather in the valley has been hot and dry again today. We are tracking a couple of thunder showers, one up near Laredo. You watch near the end of the loop. Fires up right there, and of course a lot more over in the mountains. But the big story is this guy. Doesn't amount to anything yet, but likely will be Barry. Certainly by tomorrow, at least a tropical depression, probably a tropical storm, and eventually, more than likely, it looks like it'll probably be a hurricane. Models are taking up to hurricane strength before it reaches the coast, and it looks like that'll probably be Louisiana, maybe as far west as southeast Texas. There you go, 28-1 at 87.4 if you want to track that on your Channel 5 News hurricane tracking map, which you can pick up at Whataburger. Winds right now about 30 miles per hour, move to the west-southwest now, and it's expected to continue that movement, become a tropical storm tomorrow, and then it begins that turn to the northwest and eventually the north, and by probably Friday night, Saturday afternoon, you're looking at whatever this is making landfall. And this is Category 1 hurricane, 85-mile-per-hour winds somewhere to the south of Lake Charles or Lafayette, Louisiana, somewhere in that direction. But of course, this whole area likely to see big-time rain. The wind's concentrated near the center, and it could be anywhere within this circle, even on the edges of the circle, a possibility. That's why that cone of uncertainty is so big. There's still a lot of possibilities that we don't yet have even a tropical depression. Until that forms, it's really difficult to narrow this cone of uncertainty down. Once we figure out where the center of this thing is, then we'll have a better idea what it is, where it is, and they're sending a whole bunch of balloons up into the atmosphere today to kind of figure out what's going on in the atmosphere. They've got 3 different hurricane hunters flying around in this thing today to really get a feel for it. So eventually we'll get a better feel for where it exactly is going to go. But look at the rainfall projection on this. Through Saturday night, you just start to see the bullseye starting to form over South Louisiana, and then it just spreads inland, and 6 to 12 inches at least. A lot of the models we'll show you in a second are saying more than 2 feet of rain in parts of central Louisiana. This is one of the models, projected rainfall. Let's watch what happens. We've got a graph. This is for Baton Rouge. That's the red dot back here. And the rain starts, as the rain starts, this is through Friday night. We just see maybe 3/4 of an inch, winds maybe 20 miles an hour. But watch what happens as the rain continues. And this is not even near the center. Notice by the time we get to Saturday night, early Sunday, now we're up to about 10 inches of rain in Baton Rouge, and it keeps coming. By the time this thing is finished, look at that, 22 inches is what the models are forecasting for parts of southern Louisiana before this thing is over with. So it's going to be a significant rainmaker, and some of that could very well spill over into southeast Texas. Now, here are the models, and again, trying to figure out where it is initially is a tough part. That's why these are all spread out. Ultimately, though, it takes that northwest turn. There are a couple of outliers that bring it farther to the west, but those are truly outliers. Most of the models take it towards Louisiana, bottom line. Here are the watches and warnings that affect all watches right now. Hurricane watch from Cameron, Louisiana to the mouth of the Mississippi, and a tropical storm watch from there to the Pearl River. Those folks are getting ready. For us, that stays away. Tonight's quiet, tomorrow's quiet. Some of the models indicate that by tomorrow afternoon, not 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but late tomorrow into tomorrow night, could be some showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms far west. So we're keeping that slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm in the forecast, but I think it's a mainly dry day, about a 20% probability Friday, then we're mainly dry Saturday as this concentrates its moisture and keeps most of it well away from the valley. So let's take a look at it. First 1 5 AccuWeather with the forecast for tonight. Mainly clear, warm, and humid. A low of 78 south to southeasterly winds. Then tomorrow, we're back up to 99. Can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. Most areas are dry, but we're watching that moisture coming down from the north. See if some of that can sneak in here. Best chance probably Friday at about a 20% probability. Saturday, the dry air comes back in. Temperatures up close to 100 throughout the forecast period. Middle of next week, we're still running 98s. Impact of that storm on us probably, again, maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm. We'll talk more about what's happening at the coast coming up tonight at 6. That's your updated First 1 5 AccuWeather forecast.